Hey guys, welcome to episode 7. I think this should be a really fun one. We're going to start out with Muck, then move on to Cloyster, then we're going to hit Onix, and then Hypno, Kingler, Electrode, Exeggutor, and finally Marowak. We're going to be doing this in a minimum battles format, and if any of these stages get through, we'll go to the previous stages, if I feel like they have a chance. Welcome if you're new, I hope you enjoy this and check out the previous episodes. Here's a summary of the rules, and then let's jump right into it. Okay, let's start things off with Muck. I think Muck is pretty cool. I don't know that it stands much of a chance here. Let's first see what moves we've got. We're going to start out with Poison Gas, Pound, and Harden. Okay, maybe we can make it work, but I doubt it. Of course, Charmander shouldn't be too difficult. We're going to start out by poisoning it. We don't really need to. Just speed things up a little bit, I think. And with that and a couple of pounds, it is quickly finished. So that's the first mandatory battle in this sort of challenge. Most of the other trainers we can easily skip, and we're going to come to the next mandatory battle, which is Bug Catcher Sammy and his Weedle. Against his Weedle, we're just going to use Pound. There's not really anything else to do. And pretty easily, it only does a couple damage to us, of course, but we get through that Weedle. And then why don't we just move right along to our last required battle, which is going to be, of course, Brock himself. Alright, first attempt against Brock with our Muck. I think the best tactic we can take is to poison it with Poison Gas on our first turn, and then bolster the heck out of our defense while we pray for defense curls from Geodude. This Geodude only knows Defense Curl and Tackle and seems to choose which one to use at random. So, the more Defense Curls it lands on, the better. Keep in mind that Defense Curl does virtually nothing if we're only doing 1 damage with Pound anyway. And we do reach Onix, though we only have 17 hit points after we level up. And then, we freaking missed 3 Poison Gases in a row. Piece of crap. Jumping right back in, we miss even more Poison Gases. What the heck? I know in this generation there's a 45% chance for the attack to miss, but this is a bit excessive. Ugh. Round 3 went terribly too. We just got absolutely destroyed by Geodude. We're almost knocked out before we even get close to defeating Geodude here, so we'll go ahead and reset again. We need more hit points before we battle Onix. I'm still confident that poisoning our opponent before maximizing our defense is the right play. We do it again here and make it to the Onix on slightly better health, but Onix wins in the end. I don't know, guys. I didn't have much faith in Muck to begin with. Might call it soon. Although we actually get past Geodude with a lot of hit points remaining this time. And this is going way better. Shoot, we go down, but we almost took Onix out. Let's keep trying. Let's try a few more times. Okay, now check this out. We again reach Onix on very good health. We start doing our dance. The Onix is poisoned and Muck's getting pummeled, but it's looking like we might actually win. And so freaking close. As you can see here, this was a bit of a stinky grind. We try, and we get so close that I'm convinced it's totally possible to get past Brock with Muck. It's just going to be a bit sucky and tedious. Less so for you guys, since I have the magical ability to speed up footage, and skip some if I need. But here, we do reach Onix again with pretty decent health remaining. We poison it fairly quickly and then pound the crap out of it. We get really close, but one rock tomb will end it. But we make it! Man, that was rough. But I'm glad Muck makes it through to Misty. Or at least the next section of the game. I haven't used Muck enough. I hope we have a good time using this stinky sludge monster creature thing. Cloyster. I don't know what Cloyster gets yet, but I think it stands a chance. As long as we have an ice move or a water move, but I think that's less likely. I don't think we'd start with a clamp or something. But let's take a look. We get withdraw or Aurora Beam. Alright. Aurora Beam is great. Dang, we one-shot that Bulbasaur. Wow. Okay, and hang on, what else did we get? I didn't even look. Okay, let's see. Supersonic and Protect. Okay, cool. I don't think we'll need any of those against Weedle or Brock. Sammy or Brock. But not terrible moves to have. I think against Sammy and Brock, all we really need is Aurora Beam, but let's check. Alright, we were going against Weedle. 2 Aurora Beams, and it's gone. Nice. Okay, and then against Brock. So 2 Aurora Beams on the Geodude as well. And against the Onix, looks like it's going to be 3. But Onix can't do enough damage to take us down, so we get right through it. Cool. Cloyster makes it past Brock. Awesome. Now, who I don't think is going to make it past Brock is going to be Onix, Brock's ace. Let's take a look at Onix. If we could reach a higher level with our Onix, I think this would be a really cool, interesting battle. But we don't. So I think we're going to reach Brock at level 6 or 7. But anyway, we're jumping ahead. Let's first battle our rival. We get Tackle and Screech. Screech is great. We get through Squirtle, no problem. Squirtle doesn't know any water moves yet since it's only level 5. And yeah, let's move right along to Sammy's Weedle, which I'm pretty sure is also not going to be a problem. Okay, now let's see. Let's start off with a Screech or 2. I think we'll try 1. And yeah, we should be fine. We're just going to use Tackle now. We get poisoned, but even still, it's only going to take, what, 4 or 5 tackles to knock it out. So, it's actually a little bit close. It brings us down to 6 HP, but yeah, Weedle was no problem. Let's go ahead and fight Brock. Now, we're going to be doing 1 damage with our tackles. And it's probably, let's see, it might just do 1 damage to us. Let's go ahead and use Screech. We're going to be combating its defense curl, but oh, it's going to do 2 damage to us. Okay. Or 1. It's doing both. 2 and 1. Okay. Yeah, it looks like even if we lower its defense, we're probably only going to be doing 1, maybe 2 damage. Which, yeah, we can see we really don't stand much chance. I'm going to try bringing its defense down again, but yeah. I'm surprised we've gotten as far as we have, to be honest. Yeah, Geodude alone is going to be a pretty tall order. But there's absolutely no way we're going to make it through Onix. I don't think we could even make it to Onix. Here we get it. Oh, we do get it down to red health. But Geodude knocks us out. Alright, this is also a very slow and tedious fight. This attempt, we're actually kicking Geodude's butt this time, which is awesome. We actually make it to Onix now on pretty decent health. Surprisingly. And we learn bind. But even still, even with the screeches, and the advantage of of battling Geodude as opposed to Onix is that Geodude sometimes doesn't attack. Geodude sometimes just uses defense curl. That's not the case with Onix. Onix knows tackle, bind, and rock tomb. So it's always going to be doing damage. And I'm going to call it here for Onix. Our Onix. It's not going to make it through. And heck, honestly, even if it did, I don't think there's any way it would get past Misty. But yeah, I think it's pretty impossible unfortunately, to defeat Brock. Alright, Hypno! Let's see how we do. Okay, against our rival's Charmander. Well, first, what do we get? What attacks do we get? If we get a psychic type attack, we think we should be okay. We get Confusion. We also get Hypnosis, which is great. And then Disable and Pound, which I don't think are going to be useful in the least. But that's okay. We've got Confusion and Hypnosis. We're going to put the Charmander to sleep and use Confusion. And maybe we'll finish off with a Pound. That works. Alright, real quick. I'm going to grab this potion here. There are a few items that sometimes I'll pick up. Not always. I skip them when I'm pretty sure a Pokemon isn't going to make it through, just because there's no point in grabbing them anyway. But sometimes I'll pick them up if I'm confident in a Pokemon. Either I can resell them later, or I can use them between Pokemon centers. Obviously, you can't use them during battles, but I can use them in between battles. So, for example, I'll often pick up that antidote right there, because if we get poisoned by the Weedle, then it's just convenient to use. There's also, I'm going to battle Sammy real quick. Just to the left of where I initiated our battle. Yeah, just 2 confusions and that Weedle's done. But yeah, just to the left is another potion. And I'll pick it up real quick. There we go, right there. And then we're going to go up to the Pokemon Center. I'm not picking up every item right now. There are a couple that I skipped. There are a couple potions, maybe a couple Pokeballs, stuff like that. Nothing crazy, nothing super interesting. But yeah, let's go ahead and battle Brock. See how we do. With Hypnosis and Confusion, I'm confident that Hypno will be able to win. Although we start off with some pretty bad luck against this Geodude. We do finally put it to sleep. We're only at half health though. Alright, start using Confusion. Oh, we knock it out with a critical hit there. So we get a little bit of luck after a little bit of bad luck. And we're going to put an Onix to sleep. And same thing, we're just going to use Confusion. We get more good luck and more good luck. We get a critical hit and Onix misses its attack. And we almost knock it out before it destroys us with Rock Tomb. Okay, let's try again. Alright, this time, hopefully... Okay, good. We do put Geodude to sleep first try, and then we can just start using Confusion. Knock it out in 4 hits. Excellent. We make it onto Onix with full health. Level up to level 8. And... miss our Hypnosis, but hit the second one. Alright. Let's go ahead and use Confusion. There's 1, 2, wakes up. Uses Bind. That's annoying, but that's okay. And put it back to sleep and finish it off with a couple of Confusions. And simply Hypno makes it through. Cool. I think Hypno has the potential to make it really far in this challenge. Hopefully it can go all the way. We'll see. Alright, with Kingler, what do we get? Alright, we get Bubble. It'll be interesting to see how much Bubble does against Geodude. Well, man, Vice-Grip just tore that Bulbasaur apart. Yeah, how much Bubble is going to do against Geodude and Onix. Kingler, of course, is known for its high attack and not special attack. And Bubble is only a base 20 power move. But I've talked about this in earlier episodes. If you take that 20 and you multiply it by 4, then that becomes 80. And that's because it's doubly super effective, one against rock and again against ground, which is the type which are the types of both of Brock's Pokemon. Then then that boosts it up to a base power of 80. Then if you take the same type attack, oh my gosh, I cannot speak. That same type attack bonus, because we are a water type, and that gives us a boost to our water type attack moves. Then that increases it by 1.5 times, which means it goes from 80 to 120. And that is really dang strong for start of the game move. So I'm curious to see how much damage it'll do against those two. But before we do that, we have a Weedle to demolish. And let's see, we'll use Vice Grip, and it's going to be a 2-shot. Oh, maybe not. It's going to be a 3-shot. What the heck? Well, we make it through. even if it did take 3 attacks. Alright, now let's check on Brock. Alright, here's the moment of truth. Okay, about half, and it does about half with its tackle. Well, it's not great, but there's a possibility that it won't use tackle at all. It'll just use defense curl. So let's try again. Hopefully we'll get luckier this time. And we can also try using Harden. I think that might be necessary, in fact, to get past that Onix. So let's see. After that, a couple of 3 bubbles and Geodude is down, and we're at pretty high health, 19 hit points. And Onix is doing very little to us now. Did get a critical hit with that bind, but it's too late. We make it through. Just a few bubbles, and Onix is out. And Kingler moves on. Cool. Alright, let's check on Electrode. Oh, no, wait. Hang on. Let's check on Krabby. We don't get very many first stages through on this challenge. And we start with Bubble and Leer. Okay. Now, of course, the ones that do usually make it through will be water types or grass types, but that's alright. I don't think we're going to make it past Bulbasaur. I think we're going to have to lose this battle, since all we can really do is use Bubble. Leer is pointless since we're not hitting its defense. We're hitting its special defense. But we get it down to about health before we lose. I'm going to call that and say it's going to be impossible, basically. Weedle might wall us too. That would be a bummer. Let's skip on ahead and see if we can even get past Weedle. And just like with Bulbasaur, there's not really anything we can do other than use Bubble. So it's kind of a battle of luck and attrition. If we get poisoned early on, I think it's game over. Let's see. We are getting a little bit lucky. It's using a lot of string shots on us. This might be... Oof. Nope. We get really, really close. Well, we can see that it's very possible. But it also is going to require a bit of luck. Alright, let's go ahead and just spam our bubbles while it goes between poison sting and string shot. Yeah, we're not making it through that time. Okay, let's keep trying. Let's give it a few more tries. See if we can get past this Weedle. It truly is sad when we've got a candidate that could quite possibly get past Brock, but is unable to defeat the Weedle. And that's happened before. Okay, but there we go. We managed to win the battle of attrition this time, and Krabby has a chance. Let's see if we can get through Brock. Alright, against same thing. We have the same moves. So we're just gonna use Bubble, and we do a lot of damage to the Geodude. It just takes 3 hits to get through it. Against Onix, let's see. Looks like it's probably gonna take 4. Oof, okay, we don't make it through that time. But it looks like this might actually be possible. Okay, we get lucky hit on that Geodude. 2 lucky hits on that Geodude. And it doesn't even attack us. So this is our chance. Okay, we're getting really lucky against the Onix. I think we're gonna do it. And we make it. That was quite a bit of luck. But yeah, that's awesome. Krabby makes it past the first section of the game. Cool. Well, that makes me quite happy. Which is the opposite of Krabby. But yeah, anyway. Let's move on to Electrode. Electrode's a fun Pokemon. I think it will only stand a chance, however, if it gets Sonic Boom. And I'm not sure if it does. Hopefully it does. If it does, I think it'll be interesting and be a really fun way to kind of tear Brock apart. But let's see. And, ooh, it does get Sonic Boom. It also gets Charge, Tackle, and Screech. Charge is going to be useless until we get an electric type move. Dang, yep, yeah, Sonic Boom tears that Bulbasaur apart. Cool. And yeah, I think it's just going to demolish everything in this section. Sonic Boom is kind of a broken move the very early game, since it always does, as long as it hits, it always does 20 damage, regardless of the user's attack and the opponent's defense. Alright, against Weedle, we're going to miss, then we're going to hit, and almost knock it out in a single hit, then it's, oof. Ooh, yeah, Tackle does not do very much. Alright, but it's enough to get us through. Alright, let's go take on Brock. Okay, against Brock, there's nothing really to do other than use Sonic Boom to take out the Geodude. And how many against the Onix? Ooh, shoot, gets a Rock Tomb on us. And, yep, 2 on the Onix, and we're through. Easy peasy. That was a super fast run, which is fitting, since Electrode is the fastest Pokemon in this game. And maybe unless you count, like, Deoxys or something, but yeah, we'll just consider Electrode the fastest right now. Cool. Alright, but taking a quick glance at Voltorb, I don't usually see the movesets until I start the battle with our rival, but taking a quick peek at Voltorb's, I can see that it does not get Sonic Boom, and it does not get anything that will give it a lick of chance against Brock, so we're going to skip it. And we're going to move right on to Exeggcute. Oops, I mean Exeggutor, not Exeggcute. Moving right on over to our Eggy Coconut Tree Buddy. I doubt we'll have trouble with our rival and Sammy, but depending on what we get, Brock could be an issue. Let's see our moves. Woo! We get Hypnosis and Confusion. Nice. Barrage isn't bad for the early game either, though I doubt there will be many times it'll be better than Confusion, 2 of which make quick work of Charmander, by the way. I suppose maybe if we encounter a Psychic type and or something has really high special defense, then Barrage will be a better option. But that's rarely going to be the case. And I don't think there are really any dark types in this game. Let's see. Barrage has a base damage of 15. That's really bad. It hits 2 to 5 times, though could also miss. It would also need to hit a full 5 times to outdamage Confusion, since its base damage is 50, or 70 once we include our stab, or 75 rather, once we include our stab, or same type attack bonus. Oh wait, then it doesn't outdamage Confusion, it matches it. However, Confusion has a 100% accuracy. It can also confuse the enemy. It's also strong against a ton of our foes, including the Weedle coming up, and it's not weak against any rock types like Geodude and Graveler. And just to top off why Barrage seems to be growing crappier and crappier in comparison, Exeggutor's special attack is way higher than its regular attack. Wow. Actually, I just looked it up. I just looked up Exeggutor's base stats. I've barely used this Pokemon, so I'm not very familiar with it. I had no idea this thing had a base special attack of 125. That's crazy. His defense is only 85 and special defense is a mere 65 in this game? The heck? I always thought of this thing as a tank. Man, what a flip. Well, that's pretty dang wild to me. Yeesh. Let's obliterate Sammy's Weedle. And then it's Brock time. I'm not sure if I should open up with a Hypnosis or jump right into using Confusion. I'm going to err on the side of caution and go for Hypnosis, though it does miss. Fortunately, Geodude just goes for Defense Curl, and then we put it to sleep. And we really don't do as much as I hoped. Geodude wakes up right away and again curls, but then we get a critical hit and win. But next is Onix, which should be a bit tougher. It binds, but we get it to sleep. It gives our tree sleep hugs while we attack its mind. A very strange scenario. It does wake up and begin tackling us, but at this point, we can just finish it off with some confusions and take the win. So, since we got through with Exeggutor, let's check on Exeggcute. Alright, let's see what we get. With Exeggcute, we get Barrage, Hypnos, and Uproar. Hypnosis and Barrage. Uproar kinda, I think, counteracts Hypnosis. I think it wakes the opponent up. User attacks an Uproar that prevents sleep for 2 to 5 turns. Okay, yeah. That's... Let's stick with Barrage for now. But I don't think it's going to be enough to get through Brock. I think we're just not going to have enough power points with that. But let's see what happens. Barrage was enough for that Charmander. And let's see how we do against the Weedle. Alright, now we're technically weak against the Weedle. But I am confident we can still make it through. Especially with Hypnosis and Barrage. Let's just try Uproar first. See how much we do. Oh yeah, almost nothing. Okay. Yeah, I think Hypnosis and Barrage is going to be a better way to go. Let's see if we can salvage this battle. And... maybe, yeah, nice. We get through on 1 HP. Cool. We level up, get a couple more. And yeah, let's go check on Brock. Alright, against Brock, of course, we're going to try Hypnosis and miss. It's going to do a good amount of damage to us. But yeah, I don't see this going through, unfortunately. Let's try again. But yeah, of course our Barrage, it's only going to do 1 damage per hit. Uproar, same thing. Yeah. I'm going to try 1 or 2 more times, but I think I'm going to call it here for Exeggcute. Yeah. To make matters worse, our defense is just so low, as well as our HP. Yeah. Alright. We're calling it. Alright, next is Marowak. Let's see, we should get it. Bone Club or some bone attack. I think that'll be enough to get us through. Let's see. Our defense should be pretty decent too. First against Squirtle. Yep, we get Bone Club. We get Growl, Tail Whip, Bone Club, and Headbutt. Very nice moveset. I mean, not super great, but nice enough, especially for this early in the game. And yeah, but Squirtle was no problem. And I suspect that Weedle will also be 0 issue. Let's take a look. And I think we're just going to Bone Club it. Let's see how much we do with Headbutt. Okay, well, we get a critical hit with Headbutt. We make it through Sammy, of course. And let's just go check on Brock. Okay, against Brock, I think we're just going to Bone Club. And we do about a third. I was hoping we would do more. Oh, it's actually going to be a 4 hit. Ooh, and Geodude actually takes us out. Okay, that did not go as well as I thought it would. Let's try again. Bone Club. We're going to hope that Geodude uses Defense Curls. And it will reduce our damage, but not by enough to make us worry. We get through. Moving on to Onix. Let's see how much our Bone Club does. Roughly the same, actually. Unfortunately, it's not super accurate. But we make it through. Hey, nice. It was fairly close. Onix did do enough damage to almost knock us out, but Marowak pulled through. Alright, so let's check on Cubone real quick, since Marowak made it through. And maybe Cubone will also get a Bone Club or something like that. And Cubone, let's see, Cubone gets... Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Cool, alright, we managed to get a good enough amount through, actually. We got through with Muck, Hypno, Kingler, what's its face? Electrode. Did I say Cloyster? Cloyster. And Marowak. We even made it through with Krabby too. Earlier stages I generally didn't bother testing or showcasing because I just knew there was no way they would make it through. But yeah, this was a pretty successful run. We got about 7 of them through. No, more. About 8. 8 through, right? 7 or 8. I've already lost count. But yeah, anyway, that was awesome. And let's see who we've got coming up in the next episode. Okay, next episode should be a big one. We're going with the Hitmons, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Then we're going to move on to Lickitung, Weezing, Rhydon, Chansey, Tangela, Kangaskhan, Seadra, Seaking, and Starmie. And any of the second stages here that make it through will most likely test the first stages as well. And yeah, there are a lot of water types. I'm sure at least some of them are going to make it through. I'm curious about the fighting types. If they get fighting type moves, I think they have a pretty good chance of making it. And the others, I'm a little more skeptical, but we'll see. I look forward to trying it out. I hope you guys tune in, and hopefully it'll be a cool, fun little video. On that note, bye guys.